painter's eyebrows got adjusted? And it seems like we're getting a lot of stuff for Halloween. For more news like this, stick around for this week's episode of This Week in Identity 5. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of This Week in Identity 5, where we talk about what happens this week in Identity 5. Surprised, I know. I'm joking. Really, what we do is we talk about what happened in last week's update, we talk about what's happening in this update, and what we can expect from the future of Identity 5, with leaks, rumors, and such and such. With last week's update that happened a day later than expected, the Promised Neverland crossover began with the beginning of Season 18 as well, with all the new skins, Mujika, the skin for Entomologist, it's an S tier, as well as some A tiers for Photographer, for Ripper, and also for the Undead. Along with some other stuff as well, like a lot of avatars and a lot of sprays and stuff like that as well. We also got the new logic path. This means that you now have access to getting the new priestess skin, as well as the accessory and stuff like that. Because of this big crossover, we also got a crossover event that is the ship-off event that was a similar one to the one that happened at the first crossover for the Promised Neverland. And we also got the Don and Gilda event, the continuation from the last one, where last time you would pick one and you wouldn't be able to get the other. Now you can get the other character. So if you originally unlocked Gilda and you didn't get Don, now you can unlock Don, and the other way around, and vice versa. Along with the new logic path, we also got a new rank essence. This means that we get some different types of rank rewards, different types of accessories, the S tier one being for Axeboy. This also means with the new rank essence, we also get a new rank reset. So you've probably dropped down a couple of tiers. They also added this thing that is new to the game for the essences. This is specifically for essences that are not rank essences. If you open up multiple essences, you will start to accumulate essence points. By using these essence points, you can unlock essence fragments that you can then spend on buying more essences. So this is a good way for people who spend a lot of money in the game to be able to get some more essences from their money. They have also messed around with the returning player event, but I'm not really sure exactly what they did. I didn't really understand it too well. They may have either shortened the amount of time it takes for the event to happen, or maybe lengthen the amount of time that you need to be offline for that to be able to happen. Because I do know that some people have been trying to use this or abuse this to their best ability so that they can get something good. Maybe NetEase's caught on to that, or maybe they're just wanting to help people out a little bit more. Who knows? I'm not really sure. One thing that I was surprised to see and forgot to actually test out on my last stream that happened actually here on YouTube. You can find that live stream on my channel if you scroll down a little bit. They added the Feaster Nightmare bot. So they've already originally added the BQ one, and now they've added Feaster. And from what I've seen from videos, he is pretty strong. Well, basing it off as well of the BQ bot, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be very difficult to beat the Feaster bot, but we shall see soon. Another thing that took me by surprise with the last update was the new instant message function. I was very confused as to what was happening when I was in the match. I had this little messages popping up, especially on PC. It's a pretty big icon that you have to press Alt-V on to be able to use or not use, and it sends specific messages like when you get knocked down, sorry, my bad, or thank you when someone heals you. So it's very confusing. You have to press it to be able to activate it. If not, it doesn't send it. So it's an interesting idea, and I do understand where they're coming from. They're trying to make it a little bit easier for players, probably more beginner players, to be able to send messages that will help make the flow of the game a little bit better. Another thing that they released that will help kind of lower tiers, mid tiers, and possibly even higher tiers to be able to pick up new characters is that they've released a Dashian talents. That means you can now select a persona web that is the best rated, or technically has the highest win rate in the game, to be able to be used for yourself. This is almost like a recommended persona web, but a better one because it's whichever one has the highest win rate instead of one that's just been constructed by some person we don't know. Oh yes, and they also fixed painter's eyebrows. This was apparently a priority. With this week's update, we have some things confirmed. We're getting a new event called Kurt's Wondrous Journey. This is an event for Explorer, where you can unlock a B tier skin for Explorer, a B tier accessory, portraits, and a dynamic portrait apparently of your choice, a frame, and some fragments and spyglasses and stuff that they always give in these kind of events. This should be interesting. I'm really looking forward to seeing the dynamic portraits because I'm pretty sure they're the ones that we've already had options to get, but I do like collecting the ones of the characters that I use the most. We should also be getting the Perfumer's B tier costume, either called the Princess or the Queen, I'm not sure. This skin from the image looked very different, but then when you see it in the game, it's not as different from her default skin than I thought it would be, but it is a very nice skin overall, and I'm sure that Perfumer mains will see a big difference in this skin for people. So if you like that skin, that should be available. I'm not completely sure if it's only for echoes or for fragments, but we'll find out soon enough. First Officer's getting his once series skin. They kind of dropped that on us very, very quickly. It's coming out this week as well on the 30th. It's called the Date of Departure skin, and it is only going to be available for echoes, like all the once skins, for example, the Ripper one, the Gravekeeper one as well. I do like this skin, but once again, it's for echoes, so make sure you can only buy this with real money. Dream Witch's Character Day will also be happening this weekend, and that's going to be exciting because Dream Witch is one of my favorite hunters, even if I cannot play her myself. You'll be getting either her portrait or possibly her frame. I can't remember for how long she's been around. This will be happening on the 2nd of October. As for some rumors and for some leaks, we've had quite a lot of different pieces of information. One of those being Waxed Artist's story being revealed. Maybe by the publishing date of this video, they may have already released a video of his story, but the explanation for his story wasn't very clear and I didn't really understand it, so I'm interested in seeing the full written story and also seeing the video. They have promised us a lot of different things. They promised us maybe adding some more space in rooms to add more people. So even if you're not going to play with all of these people in a quick match, for example, you may be able to invite more than just 3 friends or 4 friends technically to your room at least. They've also announced some Halloween skins. They said that there's going to be an A tier skin for Dancer and that there's going to be an S tier skin, most probably for Embalmer, along with a screaming emote. I've started to enjoy emotes a little bit more, and the ones that are a little bit more extravagant, I do really like them, so maybe they'll add those and that'll be exciting. They've also said that they're planning on giving us advanced emotes. I was never around when this happened because apparently this is returning, so maybe this existed before and I wasn't around when this happened, but there apparently are some advanced emotes that probably are much more extravagant than the ones we already have. Even though we've only just started this logic path, we know already which survivor is going to get next logic path skin, and that is Gardener, who will be getting an A tier costume. We also know that Galatea should be getting her visit standby motion, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of Hunter mains are very excited about this, and a lot of people are theorizing as to what it could be that she's going to get. Is she going to roll around, or is she going to do something a little bit like Mad Eyes? If you watched my recent video, you would have noticed that I complained a little bit about how difficult it was to see stuff on the mobile device, especially if you've got something like a dark screen. So what they are going to be doing is they may be adjusting at least some of the map's brightness. For example, Chinatown, I think a lot of people have talked about how dark this one is. So maybe they will adjust it and turn up the brightness to help players to be able to play the game a little bit easier. Zeldins says, I could only imagine the struggle of playing Lucino on mobile. Yeah, I used to be a Lucino main and I used to play him quite a lot, and I play him on PC because I'm a PC player. He's much easier to play on PC from what I understand. I still haven't really tried to play him on mobile, but I can imagine he's very difficult. If you play Lucino and you're a mobile player, I commend you, and please tell me down in the comments how it is to be able to play him properly and competitively, because he's difficult already, even on PC. Hidden says, but it's harder on PC. Is Identity 5 harder on PC? I wouldn't say that it's harder. It is harder for someone coming from a mobile device who is very used to it, the same way that someone going from a PC to a mobile device would also have some difficulty, but I don't think that it's technically more difficult on PC. I do think that there are some keys that they've set up a bit weirdly. For example, Alt 1 or F1 to be able to use some abilities is a bit awkward to be able to reach, and I think it's even worse than someone trying to reach an ability on their mobile device. But apart from that, I would say that the game on PC feels easier to me, but that's again because I'm a PC player and you guys aren't if you're a mobile player. Cash Eviad says, this is just oh wow, I never thought I loved blonde Antonio as much as I do now. Here we are referencing the art that the Fiverr artist did for me, Christy Corner, where they made a beautiful violinist art with some blonde hair. And once again, I would really love to see this in the game. These colors match really, really well. The red kind of jacket and the blonde / dark brown kind of hair really did suit him very well and would look amazing on a skin. So let's as netizen send the art over and ask them to maybe kind of make it happen, but you never know. Have you managed to kite away from the feaster, or did you get caught by the nightmare feaster already? Tell me down in the comments below, and whilst you're down there, make sure to subscribe and like the video to make sure that you can keep up with all the news in Identity V with every week's video that I release on Tuesday every single week. Have a great day, guys. Bye bye.